Alright, base heads. I'm just giving y'all an update on this build here. Couple people was asking me, how's it coming? Well, I'll explain it to you. Alright, so what happened was, come Monday, I was technically finished cutting out all these baffles. As you see, it's going to be 4 layers thick. Alright, that's 3 inches thick right there. Alright, and this is not MDF this time. Alright, so with that being said, I already got the drawing done for all 9 subs. Let me move this out the way here. I got the drawing already done for all 9 subs here. You know what I mean, ready to be cut out. Alright, so come Monday, I was actually done. Okay, and I made a mistake. So I know the saying is measure twice and cut once. I measured like 5 times and cut once and still made a mistake, even with the measurements. I had made 2 of the speakers too close to each other and caused 2 of these resilient sounds to overlap. Oof. And I cut out all 4 baffles too. So that was a waste of money right there and time as well. That was 36 cuts. 36 cuts, man. You know. And I kept quite a bit of those cutouts. I kept about 12 of those cutouts, man. And tossed the other ones. So the next time, you know, and then when I did the drawing the first time, I was using the HD cutouts to start my drawing, which is 1.5 inch cutouts. These cutouts on the spec sheet, it says they're 1.1/8 inch cutouts. No, they're 1.25, man. I always test first. I buy a test piece and cut out like 3 sizes. It's 1.25, and 1.25 fits perfectly without it moving around, man. The cutouts are 1.25 for the Resilient Sounds Platinum V212s, okay? Just so y'all know, I'll share that with y'all. All right, so yeah, so I did all of that cutting for nothing, man, and wasted the wood and had to go back and buy more wood. Okay, man, things happen. I almost got discouraged and called it quits. And I was about to be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and sell those Stetsom amps and my Resilient Sound subs and be done with car audio, man. Because out in the cold weather cutting this stuff, and no, I don't use my barbershop here for cutting any wood on the inside of it. I will drill little holes through because that's no dust. You know what I mean? But I won't do no cuts in my barbershop. I'll go outside. So come Sunday, the weather is supposed to be decent, like in low 50s. Bam, perfect. I'll get all of this done on Sunday. I'll get all these cutouts done on Sunday and be done with that, man. But there's other stuff I'm going to have to do, like go drill some holes in the back of the baffle to run 4-gauge wire through and make room for one more amplifier, putting it sideways like I showed you guys in the video, one of my videos on YouTube, how I was going to mount the other amp sideways. So I'm going to have to move my door speaker amps a little over. So that's why I brought those Toolmaker, no, this Jim's Metalworks. Those amp racks right there for all 3 of my mini amplifiers, my little amplifiers for the doors. I can stack them all up real neat on there and then move it over. Bam, and I can fit another amp in between there. I can't wait until this is done. I can't wait till this is done, man. Yeah, can't wait. This is going to be, hopefully this pounds. Hopefully it pounds. You know, but I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, so this is what I'm up to. People wanted to show y'all that. You know, and for those of you that don't know, I did win the Alma Gates Lifetime Achievement Award. Finally. I didn't get to post that on any video. Finally, I won that award after all of these years, man. And you know, the years that I was up for, though, by the way, that's the port right there. Let me move this piece of wood out the way. This is the port. It's going to be about 15 inches deep. And I had to make the port always made these ports according to how the back of my box is slanted. That's why the port is slanted. Remember I told y'all, the bottom of the box is 17 inches across. Back, front to back. The top of the box is 30 inches front to back. So I cut the port according to how the back of the box is slanted, and it worked out before and it'll work out again. So I got it like 7 inches, okay, from port to the back of the box, either top or bottom. And the opening is 7 inches. So it's going to be like a 7-inch opening with 7 inches from front to back, top to bottom. Okay, so that air can get around it just as wide as the port is. All right. But let's go back to what I was talking about. The Alma Gates Award, I was up for that award for what? Well, probably been up for it longer than I realized I've been up for it. But it was brought to my attention maybe like, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago. It was brought to my attention. And I'm going to tell you who put it out there. It was Dan E. Art. Dan E. Art had put it out there one day on Facebook. It was being talked about. And he came out of nowhere and said, I think Soda Pop should win the Alma Gates Award. And that's what actually triggered my attention because it was on my mind, but I wasn't worried about it at the time. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about it or talked about it, but I figured maybe a couple of years prior that I should be up for it. I was running Mecca since 2003. That was my first time running Mecca in 2003. Okay, to be honest with you. And then the next time I started being consistent with running Mecca was somewhere like 2005 or 6. I got the trophies to prove it, man. I got the awards up there to prove all of that. But when Danny Art mentioned it, then I started looking forward to it once he mentioned it. And then, once I started bringing it up to certain judges, they were telling me, yeah, man, we're going to vote for you. And then I didn't win one year, and the next year, well, man, we voted for you. We're going to vote for you, man. You should get it this year. And the next year, you should get it this year. Then the next year, you definitely should get it this year. Then the next year, I don't know what happened. We voted, but you should get it this year. And always somebody was winning over top of me. You know what I mean? And a lot of the guys, I didn't know why they won over top of me. I would ask, oh, they've been doing it longer than you. I was like, I don't see no proof that they've been running longer than me or driving the distances I've been driving or entering as many shows in one season as I was entering. Definitely not winning as many trophies. You know what I mean? And I always got the same excuse, man. So one year, I just didn't care no more. I was pissed off about it, but I didn't care no more. I just said, forget it, man. So what? And I thought to myself, all it is a plaque with a woman's name on it. That's what I said. That's all it is just an award. And when I leave here, it's not going with me anyway. That's just what I felt. So with that being said, and I met Alma Gates back in 2003 in Newcastle, by the way. I actually talked to the woman. I explained that on some videos. I actually talked to her in 2003 in Newcastle, which is like an hour and 10 minutes away from me. At this competition they had, she was a special guest out there when her truck was red with the 48 kicker competition, 12s in it, yada, yada, yada. And she was the first person I ever see do hair tricks. The first person I ever see do hair tricks and float towels and blow, clothes and all of that. She's the first one I ever saw do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, even in explaining all that, half the people that won that award might have heard of her or about her, but I met her. So, that's all good. But I was shocked this year when I won because I only actually entered about 3 or 4 shows. You know what I mean? Like, my bill got done late. I sold all my old equipment, my HDs and the Terra amps, and then, I had the urge to compete. So, but I didn't go to Worlds, and I got a phone call from Worlds by my boy Mike Mack. He was like, hey, man, you won the Alma Gates Award. I woke me up out of my sleep, and I was like, huh? He's like, you won the Alma Gates Award. I was like, how? He was like, I don't know how, but he's like, you were voted for, man. They just announced it. And I was like, wow, interesting. I was like, I gave up on it. You know what I mean? I was like, and I'm not even there, and I only entered 3 shows, but I guess when you're up for it, you're up for it. And I guess when your time comes, your time comes. And I was excited about it. And then he took a picture of it and sent it to me. And then Shannon Bollinger, yeah, she sent me another picture of an Alma Gates clock as well. So technically, I got 3 different Alma Gates Lifetime Achievement Awards. I guess, as I said, for all the waiting that I've waited, man, paid off, man. So I got 3 different Alma Gates awards, something like a thermos you can drink out of, which I'm not going to drink out of it, and a clock, which is up on my wall, which can be battery operated. Actually, a clock, Alma Gates clock, and an actual plaque. So I'm happy at that, and I was going to say, well, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, and I was going to back out of competing and just show up and demo, but I'm going to do one more season. And that one more season can be many more if I just so happen to get a vehicle. Another vehicle. A bigger vehicle. That may give me a jump, like a jump start to want to do a bigger build. But in the meantime, I'm going to be running 9 Stetsom Bravo Bass Flex Impedance 8Ks, which y'all see me post up, especially on YouTube on the long videos. And these 9 Resilient Sounds Platinum V2 D1, but actually D.8 subs. Okay, so I should be at a true half ohm this time. A true half ohm. All right, so, and I did see that video, YouTube video about the Stetsom Bravo Bass Flex AKs and all the, the hype about them versus the Terra amps. I've ran Terra amps. I ran the MD AKs, the Bass AKs, the Bass 15Ks. And I did the MD12Ks for a very short period of time. I never got to compete with them. I had them in there. I didn't like them, and I got rid of them before I can even play them. So, yeah. And I like Terra amps, and I almost got them again. I got talked into the Bravos, and I got 8,800 watts at 0.6 ohms per amp with 8 of them. Okay, I only run my amps at half ohm, so what they can do at 1 ohm and 2 ohm don't matter to me. That never mattered to me. I've been running half ohm since a Power Acoustic and SPL and Shark and Audio Pipe, those little amps. I was running them at half ohm, and they were handling it, so I always ran at half ohm. So it don't matter, what those amps can do at 2 and 1. Now, you know what I mean. I know I'm going to get out of them what I need to get out of them, and I may even get more out of them when I take them straight to a half ohm. But it really, won't make too much of a difference in me because I'll be giving the subs basically what they can handle, or all of what they can handle, or more of what they can handle. And I do believe that these speakers are going to do work. They're 80 to 85 pounds heavy. Shoot, I had a hard time dropping one of them in a hole just to see if it was hell to pay, trying to lift it up and get my fingers up under them. Hell to pay, bro. So I know these things are going to do work. I have belief that they're going to do work. And if they do work, that would be my new sub for as long as Robbie is in business. Okay, so that's that. So like I said, this is 4-layer stick. You see all 4 of them laying there. I'm doing the markings and drilling the pallet holes, as I'm calling them. So when I mount the board together, when I mount the board to each other and glue it to each other and all of that. So the cutout, this is just the way my baffle looks in the front. It curves just like that. See how it curves, and then the top of it is short, and a little bit taller in the middle, and then slants down. This is what the front of my baffle looks like. Almost tripped and fell, y'all. Over a resilient sound speaker. That's what my baffle looks like. And you see all 9 of the cutouts. They fit. So what I did on the second board is the actual cutouts. The actual cutouts from the resilient sounds cutouts as I laid on here and traced them. Then there was really space then, but I made a mistake and had 2 of them close. They're spread quite a bit far apart now. They're spread apart now. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna have that problem this time. Nope. Alright, so that should do, and then I'm gonna have all thread in them too. It's gonna be up to 6 of them, so you see a bunch more here. I was just doing some drawings. There's gonna be 6 of them, so there's gonna be 2 there, 2 here, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there, something like that. Yeah, probably like, well, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna figure that out. Or possibly 3 and 3. Possibly 3 and 3, what it's probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna move those 2 up. And then 2 be on the top of that, right here, and then 2 be on the top of these. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Do it like that. It should be good. Or run all at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6, 10. See all those little squares? Those were all threads. That's how many I was going to put in there. It's going to be hella fat bracing, but I'm not going to do that. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. You know. But I'm about to get off here, y'all. It's your boy, the OG Soda Pop Kid, coming to you direct. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And I'm going to do another one when all of those are cut out, when everything is cut out. Okay, I'm going to do another video with everything cut out. That's what I'm going to do when I start gluing them together. Peace.